here we are with Entrepreneurs at Fuego. You're documenting your journey, one digital footprint at a time. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
You look excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
You look
Cindy.
phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
You look like one of those Hollywood stars.
Well, now that you mention it, I launched my Encore yesterday. So
We're going to get to the encore here
Okay.
in a second, but
All
firstly, here we are. Tell us your name, tell us what you do, and all that good stuff.
all righty.
Before you say, how do you pronounce your last name?
Banerjee, like energy. And I have a lot of that.
And your first name is Isabel or Isabel? Isabel.
I prefer how you say it.
Isabel,
Yes.
with that Latin accent.
Yes. My temperature's rising.
It is 65 degrees in here.
I know. You said it would be fun.
Of course, tell us about your business.
All right. This one. Okay.
Yes.
I have many.
Yes,
I
you do.
am the definition of the serial entrepreneur.
You are.
I am presently and proudly the managing director of GroYourBiz, Arizona. I am the first to bring a Canadian enterprise to the U.S. that is dedicated solely to helping small and medium-sized women-owned businesses grow their business by providing them with their own personal board of advisors and a structured, facilitated monthly board meeting at which they have confidence, confidentiality, accountability, learning and acquiring new skills and polishing old business skills, and getting away from the isolation of being a small business on your own, trying to know it all, do it all, be it all, and maintain your confidence while you're doing it.
So you put a board together.
Yes.
Is it an advisory board or is it a board of directors? What exactly would it be?
I don't know how you define the difference between a board of directors or a board of advisors.
Okay.
This is a peer advisory board, so it's
okay.
made up of other women-owned businesses. No two are competitive in their business type, and there are 4 special advisors that sit on the board that advise in their area of professional expertise. There's myself as a veteran entrepreneur, as the chair of each of these meetings. There's a senior female executive from BMO Harris Bank, who is there in her capacity to advise and counsel on all things bank and cash related. There is a lawyer who advises in her area of professional expertise, and an accountant. But they are also shareholders and partners in their firms, so they're there as well as women entrepreneurs.
This is so cool. All right. So
It is cool.
It is very. This is amazing because now you are providing the real accountability.
Yes. Every month.
Aspect of it for the small business. Yes.
So, to qualify to be a member of this group, you must have your own business. It has to be an established business. We're not structured to provide the additional support required for startups. You have to be involved in the daily operations and management of the business, so hands-on, no just figurehead business owners.
How small?
There is no revenue limit. So it can be as small as or as large as, but what it is it needs to have some history. It's got to be established, or at least the maturity of the individual. You know, perhaps they have just started a business, but they've come from a 30-year corporate career where they had significant responsibilities and experience, and now as an encore have started their own business.
Now, the individual business owner, this is for women business.
That's right. Right now, I'm only working with women business owners in those groups because there are some additional unique needs of a woman business owner. But the organization, GroYourBiz, which was founded in Canada, is now expanding the footprint and to provide boards for family-owned businesses, husband and wife, couples in business, and for male entrepreneurs as well.
So, is there a cost that is involved
Yes,
with
absolutely.
having this board, this advisory board for the business?
Absolutely. It's a for fee, and that's the other reason. Anyone who comes into these groups is coming in with a real commitment. They're joining for a minimum of 1 year,
Sure.
because it's very important that we build continuity
Sure.
and depth of relationships within the groups. And they're paying a fee, and they agree to a minimum attendance. Again, when you join, you're committing to give as much as you get from the group. It's your wisdom that is important collectively to the group. The fee is very affordable. It's $100 a month, but the
But you get
value,
a board. You get an advisory
I know.
board with amazing
I know.
people,
The
amazing
value is
entrepreneurs.
exponential.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know that because it's something that I used myself in my own life in my past entrepreneurial role when I owned a chemical company in Canada.
Whoa, wait a minute. What kind of chemical company?
Whoa.
Whoa.
I had an industrial chemical distribution business for
How did you go
20
to,
years. That's a very long story.
That's okay.
All right, so the abbreviated, the truncated version is, I was working in sales, the employer went bankrupt, I was busily thinking, how was I going to feed my children and support them on that aspiring Mary Kay consultant career that I was dreaming of? I'm serious, I really did. And some of the suppliers tracked me down and said, well, that didn't work out well for us. We don't have anyone to distribute our products, but we know that you were instrumental in the success of this previously. If we were to support you, if we were to give you a hand, would you do this for us? And I said, oh, sure. Like, I was thinking, this will give me something to do until I sell enough mascara. And that business started on my dining room table in 1989, and it grew to $14 million a year in sales. And I sold that in 2009.
What made you successful?
What made me successful? I have a passion to learn. I'm fascinated by understanding new things and figuring out, how to do that and how to then tweak it and make it a little better or a little different than someone else does. I'm also fascinated by understanding what people's needs are. And so I simply recognize an opportunity to supply the have-nots and match them up with the haves and bring two things together.
The industry in which you were very successful.
Yes.
Male-dominated industry?
99.9%, yes. And
But
particularly back that long ago, that was over 25 years ago, there were very, very few women in the industry.
What made you succeed in that industry, you feel? Other than, of course, the passion. And the passion goes so far, but now you have 99.9% male-dominated industry.
Yeah. It was certainly a question of being different. I was more memorable than the sea of black suits, and I was approaching things from a different angle. I wasn't saying, I know everything and I'm advising you. I came from a place of, what do you need? Let me see if I can figure out how to make that work. I certainly had, I was very open to soaking up knowledge from other people, and because I did look at it through a different lens, I had some unique solutions to problems. And that's how I came up with the concept of going directly to China myself and working with the chemical producers in China to overcome the problems that had been happening with the importation of foreign goods.
And, all right, so you're a serial entrepreneur, and that's one of the businesses. And then what happened to the business? You sold it?
I sold that business in 2009.
And then you went into something else?
I moved to Arizona, and people say why, and I always say I took a chance on love again. I decided to embrace my new life fully, and I tried out for the very first time in my life being a woman of leisure. And after a little less than 2 years, I recognized that I needed to fire myself from being a full-time wife and go back into the world to save our marriage. And I was missing all of the fun of being out in the world where the action was happening and people were creating stuff and making a difference. And so that's what led me to Grow Your Biz. That I didn't want to build another chemical company again, but I wanted to work with other women entrepreneurs and save them a little time, a lot of money, and a lot of heartaches.
What's the most rewarding thing with Grow Your Biz?
Oh, the most rewarding thing is when somebody steps out and says, I wouldn't have thought I could do that. Or, oh my God, I'm not afraid now.
The advisory board that you have then, it provides them with that confidence.
Yes, it does.
Not only the technical knowledge, but also that confidence that
absolutely.
What I'm going to do, the next step that I'm going to take, it's been vetted, if you will, by all these amazing
Exactly the process. Exactly the process. You have, in one of our groups, the group that met this week, we have 569 years of collective business experience sitting around a boardroom table. 569 years of collective wisdom, experience, diverse perspective, resources, connections that are at the ready to help the sister board member.
I could ask a question.
Certainly.
Have you ever failed at anything?
Yes, repeatedly.
How did you deal with it?
I was pretty ticked at the time, pretty embarrassed, pretty, discouraged, but you get back up. And after you lick your wounds and you go forward, you actually go, oh, thank goodness I learned that. So that's important. If anybody says they've never failed, they're lying.
Are we too embarrassed sometimes to say, well, yeah, I failed?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. It's not something that we were encouraged to, wear proudly on our shirt. I'm a loser, No. But all of the most spectacular people in the world will tell you they failed again and again and again.
This is an amazing project, and I can think of at least 3 people that I'm going to recommend, right now,
Yay.
To you, because in order for them to scale their business or to grow and to just get validation that they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. Do the right thing. They're not alone. They're not the only people that have those worries, fears, make those mistakes, whatever. Collectively, everybody moves forward. They help each other up, and it will grow the wealth of the community at an accelerated pace. I see it every day with the clients that I'm working with, how much farther ahead they are in 1 year and in 2 years, because now they go, yeah, I'm sure that's right, or oh, thank God they pointed that out.
So did you save the marriage?
Yeah. Although I think he's got me on probation. Because I started another business. So. Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm on probation.
Which will be the subject for our next interview.
Wonderful. Love to
So I could be here with you all day, man. And
Thank you.
usually my timer is when they throw my T-shirt out.
I wondered if that was the cue. Yeah.
That's the cue and everything.
Right.
But I'm like, no, this is important, because it's fascinating what you do and the help and the assistance that you give women entrepreneurs in their journey to becoming successful. And there's really no, as you were saying, you don't have to have as many sales in order to have an advisory board, which is kind of the misconception, correct?
Right. It's backwards. Right. We really all should start with one, as opposed waiting till you make it to the stock exchange to have one. If we all had one to begin with, we would be much more successful and much more profitable. And my personal favorite, enjoy our businesses more.
Best advice you got?
Best advice that I've got? No one of us is as smart as all of us.
Best advice you're going to give to our entrepreneurs watching this thing?
No one of us is as smart as all of us. Get yourself a board.
You're beautiful, man.
Thank you.
I'm jealous of your husband.
I am so excited about that shirt. Awesome.
There you go.
I'm so excited. I am going to wear that at home tonight.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. This is by La Locota here at the office, local artist.
Yeah.
It's an amazing, amazing T-shirt right here, and it's all for you
Thank you.
because it's all about you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you say "we're out" with me? 1, 2, 3.
We're out.